Greetings, everybody. So today in this video, I want to address an important question for our class. And that question is, how can I do well on the test? That's a question everybody should be concerned about and put some thought into. Now, as I see it, I think there are two factors for doing as good as you can possibly do on the test and in the class. The first is you got to learn the material. What that might mean for you is lots of practice. Practice the assignments on my math lab. They are all set up so that you can keep doing the questions over and over until you get good at it. Okay? If you're not sure how to utilize my math lab in the best way for that, please reach out for help. But it's all set up so that repetition is there for you, and that might be what you need. Also, if it's not working for you, if it's just not clicking, if you're not understanding it, if you don't have the confidence you want, then you need to ask for help at the first sign of trouble. Don't wait till it's too late, because the semester can go by fast and too late can get here pretty quickly. So at the first sign of trouble, you should ask for help. Now, that's the first factor in doing well on the test. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that aspect in this video. What I mainly want to talk about is the second factor, which is to understand and implement the rules for test proctoring. So it's the nature of our class being online. The tests are proctored by webcam and audio, and you're just going to have to get some things right as far as that goes, okay? That's the nature of our online class. So let's talk about that. Now, I don't think it's too complicated, okay? There's a module in our class, and it says, how are assignments proctored? Read this to find out. This is what you'll have to read. Now, I won't read this to you. I might emphasize a few things in it. But once again, with our class being online, you just have to read some stuff and understand it to know what to do. So you're going to have to read this. But I'll say this. The test is proctored by webcam and audio. Just like right now, you can see me and hear me. But here's the things, the 5 elements that must be visible during your testing session. I need to see your face, okay? I need to see your hands as you're working, as you're writing on scratch paper, as you're using your calculator, okay? Your hands may drift out of view when you enter an answer in on your test, but that's the only time. And when that happens, when your hands drift out of view, to do that, I should be able to see that on the screen recording on your test. It will be the webcam and audio will be recorded, but your screen will be recorded also. Need to see your desk, which, is basically your workspace, where your notes, scratch paper, calculator, or anything else that you touch or use during the exam. Okay. And of course, bright light. Some people, for reasons I'm not sure about, take the test in a totally dark room and I can't see them. Okay, so all these things must be visible. Now, how you make that happen might depend on what kind of setup you have with your webcam and your particular laptop or computer. So let's talk about what this might look like with your setup. I have these reference images right here. So I tried with my laptop to set it up in different ways that I think students might be reasonable for them. Okay, and you can look at these, but let me do a little bit more detailed look. So here's me taking a test, and you can see all those things I just told you about, right? You can see my face, my hands as I'm working, my workspace with my notes, my calculator, right? You can see that. My face, my hands, I got my notes right there, I got my calculator, kind of working on the test, writing stuff down, looking at the paper here with my notes. If my hands drift out of view, it's because I'm typing an answer in on my test. Now, how did I arrange my laptop so that I could see all this? Well, if you have a laptop with an integrated camera, you may have to stack it up on a few books, raise it up a little bit, angle the screen down so that you can see all of those things. But it's possible. You just have to move things around a little bit until you can get it right. Okay. All right. So that's how you might do things, something like this. if your laptop has an integrated camera. This one I was using has a camera built in right above the screen. Another option might be that you have a USB webcam that you plug into your computer. Maybe if you have a laptop, that's what you have. If you have a desktop, it's probably what you have. But, in any case, you might have that. And in this case, the camera, I would need to put it perhaps off to the side. And you can see my hands as I'm working, my notes, my scratch paper, my calculator as I use that. I'm just going to use this stuff right here. I'm not going to touch anything else. You can see my face. The light's good. You can tell it's me. All right, and that's okay. Like, does that have all of these elements? Head, hands, desk, work area, good lighting? Yeah, that's okay. So that might be another way that you set things up. Okay. Now what did it take to do this? Well, I had a. Oh, let me see. This picture didn't load. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, so here's this kind of setup I had. I had this USB webcam that I had to, it wasn't obviously right there to get this picture while I was taking the test. I had to put it off to the side, and where you put your camera might depend on what that camera is, but that was the kind of setup I had in order to get this. Okay, but it has all those elements. So something to think about then. That's what I'm going to need. You might have various different computers, webcam configurations, but with whatever you have, think about these considerations to get the essentials in place for your testing session. Okay, now that's it. That's everything you need to know. From here, I will ask that you read this. Remember, it's important to read what I post for you in an online class. That's how I communicate with you. Read this, make sure you understand all the details beyond what I've told you right now. I think what I've just told you is probably everything, but it's all put in writing right here. So go ahead and read that. And I think then from there, if you can put the time in on my math lab, practice repeatedly if you need to, ask me for help if you need to, and understand and put some thought into the proctoring rules, then you're going to have a good semester and get the best grade possible.